credit union.
11:59. We're missing Rhonda. Never mind. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait for Rhonda.
Psych. Stop talking. Psych. I'm sorry. Hello. If you're hungry, there's pizza over here for everybody. Eat it up.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Oh. So I did put it all in like a Google Doc. So I'm gonna hand that to her, but just so everybody knew what I was gonna start with.
Is that on the agenda?
No, but I just
Okay.
just sticking spaghetti out there and hoping it's gonna stick to the wall.
Alrighty.
But she might be more comfortable, at least to begin with, if you or
Kick
if
it
somebody
off.
writes it up
Yeah.
and gives it to her to
Totally. I just
forward.
don't. I don't like the unknown of stepping on someone's toes, but then you're like you're not. You know what I mean? So good. We're gonna talk more about it. All right. So here we go. Today is January 14th. It is noon. Let's go ahead and do introductions. I'm Rochelle Crowell with Crowell Trucking.
Donna Summer, Farm Credit Services.
Rhonda Johnson, McLean County Museum.
Mark Lowe, myself.
Stacy Burbidge, your Community Bank.
Richard Perkorovich, Washburn Ambulance Service.
And out in the audience,
Janelle Heatherly, WRT.
Go to West.
welcome, welcome. How are you feeling? Good, good. Do we have a quorum?
No.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's get down to the minutes from December 10th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have the treasurer financial report.
Okay, should be in front of you, or there's copies over there. First page is the balance sheet with our account balances as of today. And you see the one loan, I'll take it off now because it's paid. And then we have one loan that is gonna be paid off soon.
Who's that?
PM Nail Spot,
Nice,
and Tana had paid hers off, Roland Rebel had paid off.
nice.
And then the next page and a half or so are the checks and expenses from the last meeting. Some of the expenses were, the debit card was used, so there's not really a check, but that's. So we have some Santa Day expenses, our liability insurance with Western Frontier, some more Santa Day, the Christmas cards Rhonda had mailed out to the members. I renewed our trade name because we're Washburn Life doing business as Washburn Area Improvement Association. We had to register Washburn Improvement Association. That you have to do that every 5 years, claim that trade name. And then the annual report to the Secretary of State, I'll be sending that shortly here. That's due by February 1st or 5th or something. And then more Santa Days, the postage for the letters. We took out an ad in the yearbook to support the school. It's more Santa Days. I had to order more checks because I used my last one. The cell phone reimbursement with Rhonda, the interest buy downs for the 3 that we have.
Do we ever get like updates on the businesses and how they're doing?
For the interest buy down, I guess no.
That's the cabin, right?
The cabin, Chase Drug, and then basically the Focus, the
So
Wackendorfs.
a little bit, the cabin's not a member,
No.
but because they have a loan with us, I feel like we should promote them. Just to help bring in revenue, you know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
wanna give them our all when we're.
Or we should talk to them about becoming members too.
Yes,
There you
okay,
go.
okay.
Because, yeah, we're giving them this to support them every month, so, yeah. And then more ads, and I kind of broke it down. We had last meeting talked about having an ad for that Christmas songbook, and then just some community ads. And then we got our annual website hosting bill from AE2S, and then we paid dues to become a member of or to continue being a member of EDND. And then the next page is the profit and loss for the year 2024. And then, I don't know, when we had, we'll go over the budget in a little bit, but we had talked about, when we had the budget meeting, we had talked about Santa Day and what those expenses were, and I do have those broken out more. The actual for 2024 Santa Day expenses were $945.87. And then that community promotion item, we had talked about that 3,020, that seemed a little high, we were wondering what that was, and we had donated some money for after prom to Bluegrass Association, NDSU Extension for that rural resilience retreat that they haven't had yet. Boat Days, we had donated 1,000, we had donated 500 to the library, 500 to the archery group, and then some smaller stuff.
You mentioned that retreat. They have not had that yet?
No,
Okay,
I don't know if they've cashed the check yet.
okay. let's-
Sarah said she was going to be coming to the meeting today to give us an update.
I just put follow up right now with UND just so we can.
Yeah, I don't know, why they've been postponing having it, but
Mental note promote that too.
yeah, when they do decide to have it, so. And then the very last page is our members from last year.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial report.
Second.
Our discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Rhonda, you ready?
Yep.
So next we have the office space for old business. Have you made a decision on what you'd like to do?
Not at the moment.
What options do
I
you have?
have,
Sorry. My bad.
I'm still, looking for various office spaces. And I talked with the president of the museum about maybe being there, but they said, we have to put it through the board, so we wouldn't have a meeting till probably middle of February.
What are your options that are on the table right now?
Right now for an office space,
Yeah.
you got Mike Nelson's.
And was yours an option too?
Could be.
Okay, would she have her own, you need your own door, right, or something?
Yeah,
On
and it's like,
entryway?
the privacy is that we could be able to talk and not have everyone else around hearing.
So would she have her own room?
For now, there would be, they're going to turn the space where there's a little office in this space, he's gonna turn into a cubicle type office environment.
Okay,
So right now it would be her own room.
okay.
But not long-term.
You'd have,
I don't know when they plan to do that, but that's my thoughts.
okay. And do you know what the rental charge was gonna be?
$200.
Okay. And Mike Nelson is at $275. We were talking about just the environment over there, the common room, a place for her to visit, or anybody in that position to visit with members in that common space.
Now, do we have to rent that separately, or is that included?
No, that's included.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, that's included.
okay.
Um,
Because you had mentioned you thought it had to be reserved or rented or,
No, in previous, Bev Peterson rented it out because she had her gifts, coffee shop, or treats or whatever, baked goods. And then when we would have a meeting, I'd go and ask to make sure that it was reserved. reserved and then she would, you know,
Yeah.
possibly leave a door open or.
It's common
Cut
courtesy.
coffee.
We don't
Okay.
normally, ever intervene with each other. She has her stuff out and you can tell when she's about to do something, or you just let her know. Where everybody's pretty relaxed, but you have UND and Frontier Floral, and there's already people that come in. So just another place to, if you were gonna have a sign with Washburn Life, you know, it can be put up in that window and
Okay.
anybody can come and visit. But just the professional area of it, I think is what draws me to it after our discussion that, you know, we had.
Yeah, I like that too. It's more accessible, more professional. You've got that
Well, yeah,
meeting area and.
I feel like we're taking that position a little more serious too, you know. So,
So right now, we're contracted for, it's 700 hours a year. We're on this position with
Oh, 750, I think. Or is
750.
it 750 hours? No.
675 hours,
I think it's $750 then.
yeah. For my living expense.
Roughly 13 hours a week.
2 hours each in the morning or whatever, right?
Well, what I was
Count out
getting
like
at,
that.
13 hours a week gets used up pretty fast when Saturday, whatever, buy local Saturday,
I can tell you in the
all of
last
the other things
month,
that.
I only put in 13 hours.
Pardon?
Yeah, it's,
In the last 2 weeks, I probably only put 13 hours in because there was like nothing going
yeah,
on.
that's-
You know,
What I was
meetings,
pointing out
phone
is, once you
calls.
take all the work that she does for different projects, for us to expect her to be in the office to receive people more than an hour or two a week is gonna be, yeah, that'd be the most,
Yeah,
not per day.
well, it's not supposed to be a full-time job either.
No, that's what I'm saying, is because we are getting quite a bit of work from her on whenever a project happens.
How many hours were put in for Santa Day?
I don't know offhand total. Cause it's a little here, a little there. And then that day started at, time did Saturday start? 10?
You were there at 8.
I was there at 8 till 2:30, 3 o'clock. Friday night, we were there from 4 until whatever.
I think she can really work around, you know what I mean, her, whatever she has going on, and really, we don't have anything going on except for like these monthly things we'd like to have out,
Right.
and then like you know, checking our emails and then resending the stuff on like social media. I don't know, am I missing anything?
are you talking about to advertise set office hours?
Yeah, so, or that we have an expectation that it's gonna be actually open for more than a couple hours a week.
Yeah. Well, it could be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 to 10 or, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we wouldn't necessarily have to have every day.
when we look at how, we're leaning on her to do these things, she is putting a fair amount of time in, so there's not a lot left to be just in the office receiving people coming in.
But she can
So,
be there
yeah.
working on her
Yeah.
computer and.
Oh, yeah,
for
and
some
it's
of this
just
stuff
for
too,
our
but-
expectation of
Yeah.
how much time is left after we pay her.
At least 3 days a week, a couple hours in the morning, you think?
Well, that would be 6 out of 13. Or,
What time does the museum open?
In the summer, it's 10 to 4.
Oh, so you could maybe be 8:30 to 10 at the office and then over to the museum, or?
That's what I'm saying. If it's easier if I was at the museum.
Oh, yeah,
then
if
yeah,
they'd
but
allow that.
Yeah.
Just realize like a lot of time and communication has come into place just to get where we're at right now with these locations, and the consideration of the museum would have been greatly appreciated, you know, months ago when we first began to talk about this. When is your next meeting then?
It's not scheduled at this time, but it'd probably be February.
Can you call a special meeting, so by the time we come back in February, we have an idea of like where you're gonna be? I'd like to set Washburn Life up, you know, beginning of the year, get it going, fresh start.
Calling it in February would be a special meeting.
I have no idea how your rules and regulations are. I'm just asking if we can have it before our next meeting. Is that possible?
So
Could
if
be
it,
possible.
so if it's like any other, one of those kind of things, they probably only need to have an annual meeting.
Or if something comes
Right.
up and
So that's probably the only meeting they're required to have because of who they are. So, yes,
Do you need us to write a letter on your behalf?
once
Yeah.
we have the meeting scheduled, you have somebody from Washburn Life attend it to explain the office and
But do we need to write a letter asking so then you guys
Can have the
Would-
meeting?
have a meeting if you have this
no, I
asked?
can just mention it too.
Okay.
Try to see if the members are available and when.
Okay.
Have
So-
you talked to someone about it already? Like,
And that's why I said we'll probably call a meeting, you know, like in February, so.
do you know like the dollar that they'd be, that you talked about or not really?
Not really,
so,
because it would have to, you know, knowing it going into my museum, you know, working at the museum to be able to kind of compensate some of them paying my hours there. Because like yesterday, I was doing, you know, at the museum, but I got, you know, emails from various people and I would, you know, have to go on my computer. You know, sent out the grant program package or replying back in there, so maybe out of my hours yesterday, I probably did half hour or so of Washburn Life stuff. So then I just worked a little longer at the museum.
It's truly in Rhonda's hands of what they're gonna do over there. I mean, if Rhonda says she wants an office, then that's what they'll do.
do you feel they have a concern that you won't be doing their work, but you'll be doing somebody else's work on their time?
Doing Washburn Life stuff on museum time.
Well, maybe
So
it's
there- you think
easier
there
to
is a
keep it
concern that way?
separate then, for your own benefit too.
Well, then we have this option of,
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and circle back around to that, the next meeting. Is there any more discussion on that?
Well, I mean, if it works better to be somewhere else, we should just look somewhere else. I mean,
I feel like what happened was what came available is now not of interest, and now Rhonda may be willing to renegotiate with the museum. Is that what is happening?
I
So
just
she has
find it's
clarity.
just with working at the museum and then if somebody calls or something, having to go,
She just wants to know what happened between then and now. Like then and now, the opportunities that came up right now are not ideal,
I
right?
like, you know, at it being at the leader, I wasn't there all the time. You know, I wasn't maybe a couple hours, like on a Friday. Yeah, I think they were closed on Fridays. So I was there by myself, which, so I could, you know, didn't have to worry about disturbing them and that. But I just noticed I'm doing a lot more, you know, some of the Washburn Life stuff is coming. It's just easier to do, like if I'm at the museum, but I'm also able to do, so that's what I'm saying, you know what,
It's
think
okay.
about it.
It's okay it's okay to backtrack. That's my perception of what happened. That's why we're bouncing back over to the museum, which is fine. However, we can get the work done, you know, and give way to their own space.
Cause you were saying with last month, you know, what cost and paying for office, I'm not in that office, is it, you know, worth the pay for an office and, cause yeah, museum is my full-time job, sometimes I'm, you know, I get called in earlier, like 9 o'clock, sometimes I'm there past 4 o'clock. So if someone wants, you know, I still feel like if they wanna talk about Washburn Life, they can track me down at the museum.
Is it welcoming? That's another thing for us
That's
to
to say,
think
there wouldn't
about.
be an office, I have a desk I sit at, I do my stuff for the museum.
Maybe this is something to talk about again with managers or something, just to rediscuss, you know, that way whatever's playing in your head, or we could, you know, talk again about the whys and the benefits of business for, you know, Washburn life and what that all looks like together, you know?
Cause the main thing is we want you to be accessible for us, but still be able to do your other job and do our job. And yeah, if the museum would let us put up a sign and let you have your laptop on the desk there, and if people can come in and visit with you,
Yeah.
that's the main part.
Well, there can be set hours too, you know, doesn't have to look at our email every second of the day. I mean, and I just learned that myself. You don't have to look at your email
No,
every
It
really.
was off
second
on my
of the
phone,
day.
that's how I knew that Stacy was getting a hold of me, and someone like else, it comes off of my phone, so then I'll look at it and I'm like, oh, that shouldn't take very long.
Yeah. Grouping.
So your position at the museum is, to have the door open so people can come and look, plus you keep the stuff there presentable? Okay.
All right, any more discussion on this? No, okay, we'll move on. What we have is membership letters. I think we have the tiers under control. Right now, the biggest pushback for membership letters is, I want a commitment to our members. I want to say what we're gonna do for them, and I want a commitment, and I want to know who is going to be responsible for it. Because with that, we're just flinging stuff out there and making empty promises, and that's just, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't think any of us would want to do that, right? I mean, at this point, you might as well say, thank you for being a member. That's it.
I don't think they're empty promises. I mean, we are doing work.
Just not consistent or fulfilled is what, and I guess maybe
But
my
we're
own judgment
flexible
for
too,
myself.
though. I mean, it's an organization that listens to the public, and we're willing to change directions if needed. I mean, it's not like, you know.
I
So
just,
are
I just
you-
been like highlights and stuff and. how do you help you?
So are you like, suggesting that, for instance, the events that we underwrite in a year, that we would list these things, and there is a contact person for each one of them? Is that kind of what you're saying? That's part of what you're saying?
I would like a commitment to the members, as in like monthly check-ins, as in like our monthly newsletter, as in, you know, following up, hey, haven't seen you in a while, like, what do you have going on? Like, do you have sales? Do you have any promotions? What do you do? You know, there's a couple of them on there that I'm like, what do they do? You know, where we could put that out there, just some type of list of commitments and how often we want to send something to them, and that's just basic. You know, that's just the bare minimum of what we can offer them. I don't know if we just wanna like connect again on that.
Well, we need to get the letter
That's
out
what I thought,
as
this
soon
was
as
just
we
talking
can.
about what we're gonna offer them in the letter, so we can get it mailed out, since we can, you know.
Then
this
get
is-
some kind of feedback.
Yeah, I think just a basic letter, this is some of the things we've done, this is what we're looking at doing, will you join us?
I
And
was just
then we
gonna make
can
it
get,
happen.
Get them
More
sent out in December at the end of the year, when people are doing their memberships and things, cause that's the
yeah, we
only,
need to get it out, yeah.
I understand wanting to get it out, I just feel like once it gets out, there's nobody enforcing anything that we put on there.
Do you feel like businesses are asking you to do something for them that you can't provide for them?
I feel like we should be about our members, and right now, we're very limited what we do for the members, and I think.
Are they asking you to do something
I
that
don't,
you can't
no,
provide?
they don't, no, I don't think any of those things. I've had members say, you know, we should, you know, be more about members and less about Washburn life. I think that's the only kind of feedback that I've gotten, but no, to me though, as a member, even as a member of this group, like, I want something, I need something from this group, you know what I mean, that's gonna get my wheels turning, get me going, and I guess bare minimum right now is like, as I, you know, monthly newsletter, I do read through some of that stuff. Ones that I know that are beneficial to me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, I just wanna be like, what are we giving, what are we about? You know, are we here for our members, and if so, what are we doing for them?
Well, I think that, you know, the projects that we do now is kind of our foundation. If our members wanna come forth and say, hey, I got an idea, can we do this? That's what we're expecting from our members. Not for us to say, gee, we gotta come up with the ideas and what can we do, you know, to to go after them, to try to get input. We're asking them to come to us with their ideas, prospects. And then,
Is that working out?
no, that's what I mean. If we send out this membership letter, we should say, we need ideas and feedbacks from
How
our
can we
members.
help you? Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got the resources, hopefully, and then we can maybe tackle some of these and add on some new ideas, especially with the Legion, the Veterans Legion Park,
Yeah.
you know, with that coming up, maybe there's some insight on putting some, you know, local, music up or whatever, you know,
I think,
talent,
I think the definite
arts.
questions, yeah, arts, yeah.
yeah. You know, there used to be a big art club, you know, back in the, I wanna say the 70s and 80s, where we had a lot of people that paint. You've got carvers, welders, you know, that do different things, so.
Yeah, we do.
You have a lot of talent.
Do you have the current letter on hand?
Not on me.
Okay.
Well, I'll get something written up so we can get it,
That sounds good.
get it out and, you know, I'm not gonna have it be 5 pages. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
kinda front and back or 2 pages and then we can, I guess, once we have a membership list, or we can send out an email to other prospective members too, asking some of this stuff.
Yeah, what they'd like to see, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The old membership list is in the binders, I believe.
I'm looking too, I thought we had.
Yeah, we had more members last year, but there were some individual members or some people that aren't.
Do we have, so just to keep it moving, any more conversation on the membership letters? Okay.
I can help in any way, again, if you,
Okay, me and Stacy will work on after they are.
Do you want me to
Stuff
print
in
them
mail.
off and then get them to one of you, or do you want me to email it and you print it?
I can.
She
Okay.
printed and she put them in the envelopes and then we addressed them
Do
together.
you need envelopes and stamps, or do you know if you have?
I wouldn't have anything, I would just have True Communities, I don't think you
So
want me
she'll
to
need
send
the
it on that.
envelopes and then I'll get the stamps.
Oh, I've got-
I'm willing
I've
to,
got
but.
2 or 3 rolls of stamps, I can get you one of those.
Yeah, I think you got me envelopes and stamps last year and then,
Okay, I didn't know if you had any
Tackled it.
left over, but yeah, I think I only gave you.
I think she
Probably
gave
100
me
or
the
so.
envelopes and the stamps back, so we had like
Oh.
3 envelopes and 2 stamps and.
Okay,
and a lot of paper cuts.
so, next up is the board position appointment vacancy. We don't have anybody yet, still looking. On to our new business. Anybody have any discussion on that? No? Okay. Executive board elections is what's for new business.
But president, vice president, and treasurer. Now, Mark, can you be,
I'm not interested in any of them.
being that you're the city
mayor.
commission,
President.
President.
Commission. I'm not sure, I'll have to see if there's any conflicts.
You just gotta keep stepping back and if, that's what I'm saying, like last night, if one of the commissioners would have been gone, you stepping back, they can make decisions with for Washburn Life.
but if you're just a board
Board
member, you
member.
wouldn't have to do that?
Right.
So maybe it would
Say that
be
again?
better if you weren't on the
So what-
exec.
Like last night, I, tended to get the fees waived for the Taste of Washburn and Mark had to push back. So then Keith Happen had to lead the meeting. And then, you know, doing the vote, but I'm wondering, like, if Keith wasn't there or, you know, another board member, commission member meeting, they wouldn't have decorum to make the decision to waive the fees.
It
With
would
Mark
just-
stepping back.
Get approved next time.
But yeah, just as saying, if it's not, we can't wait till next time. Like if I'm, you know, we going up and we're trying to get approval for something that's happening before the next meeting.
Well, they'd have to call a special meeting.
I don't think they'll call a special meeting just for
But that gets
Washburn.
cumbersome for you
Yeah.
guys if all
think
the
at the end of the
time.
day,
But
it's
it-
up to
It's
Mark.
gotta get done, so.
Yeah, but it's cumbersome for whatever,
Yeah,
not
we
one
keep-
of those commissioners is not in, is involved with something in town someplace, so the same thing happens for all of it.
Well, I'm not saying not be on the board, but, you know, if
Just-
it's cumbersome for you to be on
just
the exec,
executive.
maybe,
I don't know how that would matter actually, but
well, they said that one time because you're the you're the vice president.
I
don't
think
know
it's a
if-
big deal. I think it's whatever you wanna do.
Yeah.
It doesn't-
I'll have Chelsea look into it and see what
Yeah.
kind of restrictions there are.
So at this point, do we vote?
I would think we would, because our bylaws say that we should have a election of the officers annually.
Okay. So Rhonda, are you stuck as secretary? Can we name her president? I vote Rhonda for president.
I don't know if I can,
Can
with
change
being the
things.
community
With
coordinator.
AmeriCorps, I don't know if she,
Cause yeah, there's no longer the secretary, cause I'm just a community coordinator.
But you're part of this,
Yeah, I'm a board member, yeah.
yeah. She's leading it.
I would second your nomination.
I put nominate Donna as president,
you can do that.
and Stacy as treasurer. Allison as VP.
I am not.
I was on a
I'm
roll there,
getting
wasn't I?
off the board, Rhonda.
I thought I was on a roll there.
Stacy, would you be willing to take over treasurer?
I can. With your direction, of course.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't wanna be treasurer for life anyway, so.
She's been nominated, I'll second the nomination.
Is there a discussion for treasurer? All in favor? Aye. On to president. We had a nomination, we got a second on the table.
Is she gonna have to look into that though before?
Yeah, I don't, that might be a conflict with AmeriCorps.
That's gonna be a
I
conflict
refuse.
with AmeriCorps
How do I say
for us
that?
to hire our president as
Decline?
I decline.
a
She's
employee.
running it, I mean, anyways. Just total say it, but.
Yeah, I know, that's what her job is to do the work that the rest of us don't have time to do, I understand that.
So are we okay with her not doing AmeriCorps then?
Well, we're stuck in that contract with that, so. Because I would be willing, if you're gonna take treasurer, I'd be willing to be president. Rhonda had
Rhonda declined.
brought that up, but.
Rhonda declined.
And she has the right to decline,
Mm.
just because somebody nominates you doesn't mean you have to take it.
Very true. I'll second Donna for president.
Did somebody,
Rhonda had,
oh, okay.
So Donna's been
Okay,
nominated?
discussion for, president.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
So now I'm VP.
vice
So we
president.
got vice president up.
I would continue to be vice president.
I would second that.
Yeah, as long as it's not a problem with the city
No.
commission,
Is there a discussion?
So was Mark nominated himself?
I'll nominate Mark.
Okay.
He probably can. Second. If we didn't have one.
Is there a discussion for vice president? All in favor?
Aye.
We
Uh,
probably should look into that though.
And now you're
AmeriCorps?
covered, right?
Yeah.
And treasurer.
Okay, but I sent her emails on
Congratulations,
it.
congratulations, everybody, on their
Yeah.
new spots.
I hope everybody will
So then we
continue to do what they've been working on, projects and stuff, and
So then I have to get
Rochelle.
the minutes to the both banks for signature
Oh, I
cards.
suppose, yeah, we'll need signature cards updated.
Yes, we appreciate minutes very much.
Me too.
All right.
All right, so on to, the 2025 budget approval.
Okay, the budget is in front of you all, hopefully, if you have it, it's the colored sheet. Rochelle and Richard and I had gotten together, and thank you guys for your input. I decided to do it a little different. I don't know if you remember what it looked like before, but I put the balances of our accounts at the beginning of the year here on here, and then projected at the bottom. So, you know, if everything comes true to the budget, we're going to be drawing down our money pretty heavily. But I guess going through the income part, I don't think there was much of a change from last year's budget, just because we have been pretty much doing the same things. Oh, I guess other than the light up Washburn, we did do that last year. We had some donations in 2024 for light up Washburn. We're not asking for those donations again, so I did take that out. And then expense wise, we did increase from last year's budget the buy downs, because we are doing 3, and it does project to be about $12,500, and I think it was $38 or something for the 3 for what we're gonna pay on them during 2025. So that's where that $12,550 is. And then community promotions, we did decrease that a little bit because we did spend $3,000 last year. It was almost $5,000 the year before. We never did have that $7,500. But there again, if we do have something special come up, we can always vote on it and be outside the budget. Contractors, that is the money that we give to Strengthen ND. And then for some of Rhonda's expenses. Dog park event, we've had this in the budget, we've talked about having it, but we decided to keep it in the budget again for this year and maybe try to actually hold something like next spring or something on it. And then grants, we do have 20,000 budgeted in here. We did last year, we kept that in here for grants for the year. We do have one that we approved this fall. We haven't given the grant out, but for that daycare, so 10,000 of that is committed, but we would have room in this budget for another up to $10,000 grant. And then light up Washburn, I have 10,000 in there. We have 10,000 in there. We actually have, if you look at the financial statement, we have about $10,000 in that fund that we should probably try to use that this year. Just because we, took the money from those sponsors, we should actually, do something with it. And then rent, because we had been discussing, $200 to $300, we did increase the rent. We put $3,600. Santa Day, we put $1,600. We increased that a little because we're talking about expanding it some this coming year. So I don't know, any questions? I guess one line item I did put in there, Memorial Hall deposits. I put that in there, and then up on the income, I put Memorial Hall deposits voided. That way we usually spend $200 to $300 on deposits. Sometimes it gets in with Santa Day or Small Business Saturday or the vendor show expenses, and then it looks like those expenses are higher, at least temporarily, until we usually get that check back from the city. So that's why I put the expense and the separate and then void it out above, so it kind of washes itself out. So, it looks like we're gonna lose $38,000, but, hopefully not the case. We'll have to, try to come up with ways to maybe get more money. I guess one thing, again, pointing out on the income, sales and use, we got almost 20,000 this past year, but, we kept the budget at 18,000 again, because we don't know, especially with the dollar store, if sales and use money is going to be dropping or not. the checks we've been getting from the city have been pretty consistent, so I don't know if a lot of that has been absorbed with the other businesses picking up more stuff, so, you know, there hasn't been a lot of sales and use lost yet. I don't know, Mark, is the city, have you guys talked about that at all, if the sales and use deposits are lower?
Actually, I was gonna have a meeting with Chelsea today on that
Oh,
topic.
okay. Cause yeah, we get 1/10 of that, there's 2% and we get 1/10 of 1%, so we've been getting 17, 18, 2,000 or so a month, so hopefully that doesn't drop, cause that affects our bottom line too.
So is there a motion on the table for this budget?
I'll make a motion to approve this budget.
Second. Second.
Oh, Steve Richards seconds. Is there a discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Awesome. The Washburn Public School donation request, Eckroth benefit, how much do they want?
What they can get.
When Chandra called, she just asked if we would do a silent auction item. So I guess it's up to us what we want to, or if we just wanna make a donation to them.
So this is to the family that lost the husband and father. And I think there's 3 kids over Christmas.
Ashley Eckroth, her husband Jared, they just recently, within the last 2 years, moved to Washburn, and they have 3 kids, a 7th, a 3rd, and a kindergartner. She is the paraprofessional at the school.
As far as us and what we're about, have we ever donated to causes like that?
Have we done silent auctions at the school?
For
I know we
individuals?
did.
I don't know if we've done anything for individuals. would
I
be
don't
the
think we
only
have.
thing.
Cause we'd have to go around and look for donations. It's not like we have a business where we,
Or donating to the business?
And they can write it off.
We've
Yeah,
done
but-
silent auction things where it was
Like
like the resource
Resource center,
center, but
and
that
then it
kinda helps
benefits.
everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do we feel
That's
about
a good
this, you
point.
guys? I wanna help, I just feel like it's not in the business avenue of what
Right.
the scope
we
of
could
what
help
we would-
advertise it.
to all of our members.
Mhm.
I think that, you know,
Cause I think they might have hit, all the businesses in that, cause that,
sometimes we have better connections, you know, better
It's good that
reach.
we're showing support of it.
And then we can individually, if you wanted to bake something and take it to the bake sale, or if
Sure.
somebody
Crowell
was at one of the
Trucking's going
games
down.
and.
Yeah, Crowell Trucking's already donating.
Sure.
I don't know, what ladies?
I
Let's see
think
your
it
list,
opens,
Ryan.
I think it definitely opens a can of worms. but-
it's like we're using the taxpayers'
Especially
money to
money.
buy it.
But most businesses have rules about this to begin with, because, I mean, it would be we all know someone who,
Well,
without sounding insensitive, but you have to, you would be hit up every day numerous times.
Yep.
It's hard.
Should I say we send out an immediate letter for them on their behalf to all of our past members at least?
Mhm.
Well, Rhonda could just forward
The email.
this email.
Copy, paste, like grab the good stuff and then create it as our own, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It just lists everything in there, how to, put
Yeah,
everything like that and say who it's all from. I'll just say, I've asked to forward this from the school, and then I'll include the picture.
copy and paste forwarding is really messy sometimes, it's the only reason that I say that. Is there any more discussion on this?
Does, do you guys out there in the cheap seats have any opinion on that?
I actually just stopped at the school before I came to the meeting. I understand where you're coming from, and we're often put in that position. However, we have cups and napkins and things like that to donate. We did donate a silent auction basket to this event as well, but normally it's cups and napkins, paper products, not.
Yourself?
We're similar. like Allison said, you'd be hit up kind of all the time. Otherwise, and you don't wanna show favoritism to one individual family that's,
Mm.
closer to or not closer to.
Thank you. Yeah. That was good feedback. Any more discussion on that? No? Okay. Let's go to Taste of Washburn, April 5th. Is this an approved date that you're looking for?
I just thought I would bring it up because I still have my same committee, right?
Yeah, I can help again for sure.
Okay, so it's gonna be Saturday, April 5th, 4 to 7. If our committee agrees on it, we just need to discuss costs. I sent an email to the committee and we got back some ideas. So we had family game night. I had nothing to do one day.
I'm sorry, is this for the Taste of Washburn?
Yes,
Okay.
so we have a theme, so we
Okay,
have family
okay.
game night, barbecue block party,
Cute.
beach bash,
Cute.
or carnival. So
Awesome.
I mentioned, like, so people have, businesses been asking, they're really going towards the beach bash.
We'll keep those ideas for other
Yeah.
years too.
Do
Mm.
sports
So-
teams. That's a good one too.
Have they had Super Bowl one year?
Yeah,
did,
we've done
yeah.
Super Bowl, we've done the baseball.
Who's on the committee?
I don't wanna be on it, but I do wanna figure out ways to engage with the businesses a little bit more. Like Q and
Allison,
A's or
Stacy,
something.
and me.
I don't know. And me. Please. All right, any more discussion about that? Nope, okay. ND Rural Planning Symposium, February 11th. Rural Planning Symposium. That sounds interesting. Is that something you want to go to? Is that something?
That is
you're-
something I am signed up for,
So you are going to it.
but I have brought that it is
Where is it?
February 11th and 12th at the North Dakota Heritage and State Museum. And it's free to anybody who'd like to go, so just thought I would bring
And it's where again? At the,
The Heritage Center.
Heritage Center.
oh, Heritage Center.
So the 11th, I believe, is,
Can you send out an email to all of us asking us if we want to go and attach that thing in there?
you can go under Eventbrite. And
Oh,
it's there.
Eventbrite is how you sign up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it signs up for. It's under the North Dakota Community Development and Rural Prosperity. And you just go on and it's Eventbrite. It's an app or a website and they just register there. It's a one-day conference, so the 11th must be the social hour, bringing together community developers, rural advocates, and champions from across North Dakota.
So the 12th is the.
Love
meeting
it.
itself.
Can you still push those to our emails? And is that the same as your EDND, GNDC legislative social? Is that something that got pushed to your email that you're promoting?
That is, yeah.
And then along with
It's
the
just stuff that I
2025
see
North
when I
Dakota
check.
Those are awesome things. I think those are awesome things.
And that one there is free too. It's a legislative social that you meet at the North Dakota Heritage Center and State Museum. Social hour is March 17th, and you get to rub elbows with 141 legislators and elected officials.
That sounds like fun.
And that is put on by EDND and the GNDC, which I
Do
thought
our
about.
members also get this information then too?
I'm not sure. If they're signed up, I think maybe. You want to push it to the members?
I mean, if it's
You have to
free.
be members for the social. You have to be an EDND member or a Greater North Dakota Chamber member or the other one. And to be a Greater North Dakota Chamber member, it would cost us $690.
Who knows who is?
Oh,
and who
so it's
isn't.
not just open to the public?
No,
Oh, okay,
the
I'm
only one,
sorry.
Some of them could be
My
too.
mistake.
We don't know. Yeah.
this one here you have to be, because I wasn't, I couldn't sign up because I was not a member of the GNDC. And
Well, we
then,
are one of the EDND.
yes,
Yeah. So we can go to that one. We can go to all of them. It may not be bad, you never know, like, what companies are signed up for this stuff.
So we are a member of EDND, so we can let one of our people go there.
We can have multiple people go there.
Okay.
And then with the North Dakota travel industry, it's 200, that one is April 28th through the 30th.
That
It's
one's important.
$200 per person.
I wanna go.
And you have until February 28th to get the $200. After that, it's March 1st, it's $250 per person.
Are you planning on going to that one?
That is the one I'm trying, want to get approval if I decide to go, because I really would like to wait till the agenda's out.
So where does the travel industry thing?
That is up in Minot.
That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be a good one to go to.
You have until when to get the $200
February.
discount?
February 20.
Oh, so we'll be meeting,
Mhm.
so have that on the agenda for the next meeting.
Good
Yeah,
deal.
February.
Can you though, would you please send us that stuff? You could just do a group email, just one email, all to us.
Shouldn't you be leading the meeting?
What?
I can be the
Okay.
next meeting, but
Okay, I'll send out.
What happened?
she's just wondering if I should have taken over the meeting, but I can just,
Oh, why?
Start
Because
on
I'm
the next
directing and
meeting.
asking for stuff?
No, I just
Oh.
got there saying, you
Okay.
know, I thought,
Wondering
You
what
guys
the trigger
voted
was.
in.
Okay, so any discussion on any of these wonderful meeting social events that are happening? No? Good, because it's all gonna go to your emails. So, open floor, how's it going out there, guys? What do you got going on besides you're freezing today? Nothing?
Monday and Tuesday.
Freezing? Yeah, just freezing. Do you guys have any events coming up? Nothing? Any sponsorships that you guys are doing?
what's your theme?
Nothing?
Yes.
You think of the theme for
Scholarships.
Washburn.
Scholarships.
Available.
I like that. Okay. Scholarships available.
Yep.
Does that just rotate in all season, huh? Just
Until February 28th.
till February 28th. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. See, there's a little promotion right there. All right. Anybody have anything else on the table? that they wanna
Rainbow will
discuss?
be, putting their scholarships out at the end of this week too for the local schools to apply for. So that will be coming out at the end of the week.
Really, but there's a bunch of our members at that note that might be having scholarships.
the credit union still has one too, don't they, Josh?
Yeah, I just don't know when it's coming out.
Okay.
It's just that time of year where
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
start looking at them
Mhm.
and revamping them and sending them out.
Yeah, Stacy, if you have a senior, there's all these scholarships too.
Clean
Yeah.
Electric has one out too, that I sent out last month.
Okay, well, if nobody has anything else that they want to address, right? Okay, we'll go ahead and call this meeting, adjourned at 12:53. There you go. All right, guys,
If you haven't
awesome.
eaten or something, so take it with you.
Good luck with the sales tax thing for the,